welcome back to my channel. This is episode 31 of our Let's Get Cooking series, where we are investigating and implementing cooking games mechanics and gameplay. We've already made our burger where we can add a slice of cheese. We have a cheeseburger, but as you all know, no burger's complete without some form of condiment. Ketchup, mustard, whatever you like on your burger, mayonnaise, whatever you want. So today we're going to implement adding condiments to our burger. I'm going to do just ketchup today, but once you've done the one, you can then just change various things for the other condiments like mustard, mayo, whatever. Sauce, whatever you want to make. You just need to find your own artwork. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to import some assets. I've already they will be available to you in the asset pack. Link is in the description. So first of all, let's get the mesh. So we're going to go to mesh. Let's double check on my other one. Where did I put them? Okay, put it under ingredients. Let's make a new folder. Condiment. Okay, so let's right click, import to current folder. And I am looking for, let's move this off the screen a minute for privacy. I've forgotten where I put them. Good start for today. Right, so, okay. So in your assets folder, there'll be meshes and there will be condiments bottle. So we're going to import that, make sure everything is 0 and 111, import. And it comes in two parts, okay? So what we're going to do first is open them up and then we're going to make the two parts into one. I'll show you how to do that. So first of all, let's save them. One part is a label, the other part is the bottle itself. So let's open up condiments bottle and let's also open up the label. And we're going to make a material. So we're going to go ahead and do that first. Let's go to our materials folder, one at a time. And in our materials folder, we're going to right click, new material. And this one's going to be the master material, so you just need to change colors. I'm going to call it M for material underscore condiments. Bottle. Like so. Go ahead and open that up. This is an extremely basic material. So you're going to hold down 4 and you're going to click on 4. Right click, convert it to a parameter. I'm just going to call this base color. Okay, leave it whatever color you want for now, it doesn't matter. And I've put a little bit of metallic in it to give it a bit of shine so it looks like shiny plastic. And the rest, but I've made it rough as well so it's not like metal. So 0.5, 0.5 and 1. If you are using an earlier version and you don't see these on here, you have to then just basically hold down 1 on the keyboard Turn up the scale parameter to that and add it there. Okay. But if you're running 5.7, I'm not sure whether 5.6 had it, but if you're running 5.7, then you will see them there. Just going to apply that and save that. Go back to it in our drawer, right click. We're going to make the material instance. And we're going to call this condiment instance. For the instance, we're going to put ketchup. Okay. So we have that. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to make another material. No, we can actually use a material we've already got. I think that's just fine. So let's go ahead and do that. So we've got that. So we've got our materials, but what we're going to do is we're going to find our jar, it's called M label, the jar label. The material, not the instance. You see these are an instance. We want the actual material. Right click on that, create an instance. We're going to call it M. M underscore ketchup label underscore inst. So we know it's an instance. So we're going to need the artwork for the label. So let's go ahead and get that. So we're going to go to our textures folder up here. Right click, import current folder. Got it open off the screen here. Go to your artwork folder and you will see I have put three labels: ketchup, mustard and mayo. Go ahead and open them like so. Let's go ahead and save. We're only going to be doing, like I say, ketchup today, so let's just highlight our ketchup. Go back to our materials and we're going to, let's just do the label first. We'll find that ketchup label that we made. Cheese label. Oh, didn't spell it correctly. Let's just correct that spelling. P, not O. We'll open that instance. We're going to click on the label. We're going to go to our label that we just imported. Cheese label, ham label, mayo label. Ketchup should be here somewhere. I'm sure I brought it in. Here it is. Ketchup label. We're going to add that. You see it's up there somewhere. Doesn't really matter how it is. Save that. Okay. And then we're going to, we can close our condiments bottle. We can close that instance there. Go back to our materials folder. We're going to our condiments bottle ketchup. We're going to open that. And we're going to just open our global here. We're going to change the color to a nice dark red, like that. Whatever you prefer, that's good enough. Okay, so we go to our condiments bottle. There's the bottle itself here. Make sure we've got the details up. And we can click on that. We now have our red ketchup bottle. Okay, now we also go to our cylinder, come along with it. And we're going to close that. Go to our cylinder, go to our details, and we're going to look for ketchup, and ketchup label, and you see it's put the label nicely on there. Okay, so now you've done those, make sure you save them. We're going to combine them into make one item. I'm not sure whether I've showed you this before, but I'm going to show you it again, just for those that might have just jumped into this because they got their own game, they want to add this in their game. So we're going to go to our meshes, we're going to go to our ingredients, condiments, and we're going to go to our world. We're going to select both of these. We're going to drag them in, and you see the labels put there nicely. I can rotate it so you can see. It's there nicely, okay? So once you've got these two, leave them selected here, don't deselect them. Go to actor, and all the way down, merge actors to. Static message class as an actor. You click on merge, it'll bring you up this, which is your view. So we're going to go to our message, ingredients, condiments, and we're going to name this. You don't need to put SM because it automatically does that. So we're going to put merge, no, full bottle, full condiments bottle. Better. Okay, so we've got our full condiments bottle there. And actually, if I go into our edit mode on here, we can see it is there. We can turn it. You can see the label is there. Okay. Go ahead and make sure you save that. Now you can select these. You can delete them out of the world. Okay, we don't need them in the world anymore. They're done. It saves even when you want to, when you delete something. So there's our mesh setup for that. The next thing we're going to need is some artwork for our decals. Now what we're going to do is when we apply the condiment, we're going to apply it as a decal to the top of our burger. And you have to be careful with decals because most meshes will accept them. So even if we put a decal on top of the burger and then put the bun on, it will show through. So what we have to do is once we put the bun on, we destroy it at the same time. And that solves that problem, but it's part of the gameplay to put your condiments on. So let's go ahead and get the artwork. I'm going to go to my materials folder. Yeah, I think. Go to that textures folder. I'm going to make a new folder. Call it decals. Open that up. And we're going to import from that folder. Now, I brought in a selection. You can use whatever you like. So I'm going to bring in this selection of decals like so. And you can use whatever you like. We're going to be using this one today, which is a bigger splat, but I found somewhere we've got mayo and whatever. So we want to do hot dogs, we've got lines. You just look for stuff online. Okay. So let's go ahead and save them. We need to go into our materials folder and we need to make a material. We need to find it to remember how to do it. What did I call it? With me, I'm still trying to find it. I'm still here. Don't know what I've done with that. Give me a second, I'll look for that. Okay, I put them in a different folder. I couldn't find it. So let's go back here. Now, FX folder, a VFX folder. I put it in these. Let's make a new folder. Call it decal mat. We're going to open that up. So we're going to go ahead and make a new master material. Find the master material. Okay. So like any other material, you start off with making a material. And we call it, I'm going to call it M underscore decal M. Base, whatever you want to call it. Very simple material to make. You do have to do some changes on here. So with this highlighted, material domain, it now becomes deferred decal, and it comes alpha composite P multiplied alpha, like so. And I don't need it two-sided. No, everything else is left as standard. Okay. So then we look for a texture parameter. Texture sample, actually. Texture sample, like here, we can right click, but it should, no, vertical parameter. And we're going to call this decal texture. And I've got to I've just broken this because I have, it shows the wrong one. Okay, so let's try it again. Texture sample, that's better. Vertical parameter, we're going to call it decal. Decal texture, it doesn't really matter what you call it, up to you. RGB is going to go to base. The alpha is going to go to the opacity. We've got an error because we haven't chosen anything. So we're going to go to our content drawer, to our artwork. Because folder, and I'm going to choose one of these. I'm going to choose that just to make our life easier. So I'm going to choose that one. We add it just like we do any other. And you see, if we put the preview mesh, can't find it at the moment. Okay, so just to test that it's working, that's what we have to do. Yeah. Test that it's working. You can, if we save it, go to there, open up your world. And if we drag it on, it should apply a texture. And you can see it's absolutely huge, but it is applying a texture. Okay. Okay, so we can go ahead and delete that. We don't need it. Okay. So we have our texture material made. Go back to our content browser. We're going to make a material instance, and we're going to call it mdecal. Keep the instance in there. We're going to call it ketchup. Okay. And believe that's all we need to just double check on here. Okay, so we're going to need to make a Niagara system, but I'm not going to waste your time making it because it takes quite a while to make. So what I'm going to do on this occasion is I'm actually going to put the assets in the asset folder. Now, if it's got GU asset, dot U asset at the end of a name, you cannot add it in the same way as you add anything else. What you have to do is, preferably with your engine, Unreal Engine closed, go to your project folder and add it somewhere in your content folder. Okay. But just to make my life easier now, I'm just going to quickly export it. So NX condiments. That's actually going to migrate it across. So that it's going to work. That's fine. Say OK. And I'm going to correct game. You have to make sure, if you do a migrate, you have to make sure you put it in the contents folder or else it won't migrate. And now you see in here somewhere I've got Crazy Cooking, FX, VFX. It's actually put it in the correct folder for me because I already had the folder name the same. So there will be two parts to this. There will be the condiment particle, which is a circular particle, and the actual Niagara system, Niagara system, whatever you want to call it. So there's all our assets in place. We've already done 22 minutes. Time flies when you're not having fun. Okay, so we got that. So the first thing we need to do now is we need to make our blueprint. And for this, I made a new parent, I believe. I did. So I'm going to go to our blueprint folder, go to our parent blueprints, and it is a parent, but it's a parent made from our base. Oh, from our bulk item. So we're going to right click here. We're going to make a new blueprint class, BPP. You can look for our bulk item, because it is a bulk item at the end of the day. And we're going to call this BPP underscore condiments. Okay, we're going to do that. We have that open. And we can do is now we can make it a data asset. Now I'm going to call it there. Then we're ready to do the coding for the next video, which I shall get out straight after this one. I'll try and keep my videos a little shorter, which I find difficult. Okay, so let's go to our data folder, data assets. I believe it's in our bulk items. Yes. So into our items data, food, bulk items. We're going to make a new data. Sorry, brain's not working. New data asset. And we're going to make this my DA bulk item. And select that. And we're going to call this DA underscore ketchup. Okay. Actually, we're going to call it bottle of ketchup. Okay. And we also need to go into, we'll open this up while we're in here. Just open that up. Go back to here. We need to go back into our food and we need to make another asset, DA asset, type ingredient, select, we'll call this DA underscore ketchup. Like so. Okay, so DA underscore ketchup. Particle effects is going to be our condiments. No cooking time, no can burn. None. Ingredient type is ketchup, so we need to go to our data folder, enums, ingredients name. I'm going to add ketchup to that. Ketchup. Never sure whether I spelled that right. Make sure you save it. We'll go back to DA ketchup, ingredient name, now ketchup. Everything else is none. NA. Our static mesh is going to be our ketchup or our condiments bottle. Now, just going to go to our condiments bottle and we're going to duplicate this. Yeah, we're going to duplicate it so that we don't. Nope, not that. Delete. Duplicate this one. And we're going to call this SM ketchup bottle. Okay, should we save everything as we go along? It should be our static mesh. Name is ketchup. Description is tomato ketchup. Then you can get more elaborate description. So that's up and done. Make sure you save that. We can close that. We can close that enum. Now back into our DA bottle of ketchup. Here, the ingredient is going to be our ketchup we just made. A blueprint we haven't made yet, so let's go ahead and make that. So our blueprints, current blueprint. Actually, no, we really need to go to blueprint. Go to blueprints, game items. Ingredients, bulk items. Make a new blueprint class. I'm going to call this from BPP condiments. We're going to call this BP underscore bottle of ketchup. Keep it relatively simple. Now we can select that from our actor class. It should be here. Give it a price, so just put £2.63. Type is, we don't have here yet, so let's have bulk items type. So back to our data, our enums, and we have bulk item names. Add it to the bottom of there. So this list doesn't have to be in any specific order. So call this bottle of ketchup. You can have spaces in these, it's no problem. Back to our bottle of ketchup here. So here we can select bottle of ketchup. Is it a bulk pack? Yes. Can it pour? Oh, so that should be. I'm going to remove that because we don't use that anymore. But I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I think that comes from. No, I won't waste time. Can it pour? Now, go particle we can choose. Sorry. Static mesh, we can choose our ketchup. Item icon, we have those, we just need to import them. One thing I forgot, so let's go to our materials, textures, so put all of these. Don't think we have one. Oh, yes we do. In our UI folder, sorry. We have an artwork folder, we can put it in there. So let's import textures. Again, bring it off the screen. And you'll see there is a catch. No. One second, I have got to find them. Okay, so I've imported them here now. Make sure to save everything. Back to our DA ketchup. Choose our ketchup. And away we go for that. What do we need in that data asset? Okay, so give it a name. A brief description. And we're going to use E. And we're going to say E to pick up and R and B to add to food. And everything else remains the same. So we have all our data assets set up. Now we go to our blueprint. What I'm going to do, I'm going to shut a load of these down from the last video. Burgers, show. Don't leave those open. Don't leave two open. Don't leave that open. But we do need to open our condiments. We need to find our data asset, and we need to add our ketchup. Make sure you use the bottle of ketchup one. And you see there we have our bottle of ketchup. And we'll try and rotate it. We'll try and look around it, I should say. Slightly down. We should see we've got our label on it as such. Okay. Right, just gone over the 30 minutes. I'm going to leave this one here. We're now ready to code this. So next episode we'll start the coding. Hopefully then that will just have it all done. I'm going to try to keep them under an hour for now. As always, if you have any comments, don't forget to leave them in the comments below. If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it. I'm happy with that. But please tell me why, and please be polite about it. If you're not polite, I'll delete your comments, and there's no point you writing them, so I won't even read them or take them in. So if you really like my work, you can go along and join my Patreon, where Patreon users will get access to project files, depending on the tier. And I will be doing some additional content for them, other little tips and tricks videos, etc. Or buy me a coffee, whichever you prefer. All the proceeds help me to make these videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.